Okay, we got a couple things to address in this video. First and foremost, Diablo 4 beta weekend is literally this weekend and next weekend. So we got to address a very common question we're seeing, which is DM Diablo Immortal? Is he quitting Immortal and going only the D4? I'm seeing this question all over the place. So we're going to do some transparency and just answer what's happening to the channel when Diablo 4 launches. We're going to address that, as well as Hell 8 is basically here. Season 11 is starting for Immortal. Let's talk about some basic tips and tricks and kind of one other. Maybe it's time to class change, and let's break all that down. Let's hit the like button. Let's get going with today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, Season 11 is about to begin for Diablo Immortal. This is the end of Season 10, and actually, if you look in the game right now, you can see there's one other important thing. The server Paragon 576. It is at almost enough for us to get to the Hell 8 gear. If you take a look, you need 600 plus Paragon in order to be able to equip that Hell 8 gear. Now, one of the most common suggestions you're going to see is to go ahead and pre-farm Hell 8 gear, meaning go ahead, run your Hell 8 dungeons if you have the combat rating for it. Otherwise, run your overworld farming for Hell 8, again, if you have the combat rating for it, in order to prepare and get yourself the gear that you're going to want the second you hit 600 server Paragon. But not all classes are actually created equal when it comes to farming this type of equipment. Some of these are actually farmed significantly quicker than other classes. Also is the new fastest farming build just in the entire game. Seems to actually be like the fastest farming build by a significant portion as well. It's also super easy. You literally just have to run in a circle. So if what you're concerned about is hitting that 600 Paragon as fast, as smooth as possible, etc., and you don't mind playing the Barbarian, then consider class changing to Barbarian. But there's one other thing you should keep in mind. When you class change, if you have strength gear, etc., that will go to other strength gear when we're talking about dungeons. However, if you farm, and for instance, look at this, I was farming with the DH and I got myself a Hell 8 triple stat shoulder. If I go the Barbarian or Monk or any other class that's not Demon Hunter, I'm not going to be able to wear this piece of gear. So what you would actually want to do is you probably want to class change at least 7 days before your server Paragon is going to be hitting 600. That would be 14 levels before your server Paragon is at 600, would be 7 days. That way, when you class change, you can use Barbarian to farm. The second you get to that 600 Paragon, you can equip all your Barbarian gear to get the bonus stats, and then you class change, and that gear will become reserve gear, and you go back to whatever class you want to play. Otherwise, you're going to end up in a situation like me, where I have an upgrade for the shoulders here, I've got an upgrade for the monk here, and then I'm going to swap to Barbarian to farm quicker, and I'm going to have an upgrade for the Barbarians, and it's going to be a bit before you can equip all of these upgrades. And I've mentioned this before, but your codex set items are based upon your server Paragon level, meaning once server Paragon level hits 600, the set items will now be Hell 8 once you're 600 as well, and no longer will be Hell 7. So for that reason, you cannot get Hell 8 from the codex now. So what you probably want to do is just do 1 a day of these and claim it, and then 2 days before it's actually time for Hell 8, for you to hit Hell 8 and the server to hit Hell 8, you just don't do them at all. And that way you have all 3 of the guaranteed Hell 8 items. Then you do all of your dungeons on the day that you hit 600 server Paragon. This will min-max your set items before. Little clarification on this. Some of the people thought I was saying do all your 9 dungeons the day before and then click the claim button. No, don't do your dungeons until the day of. So that way this actually stacks to all 3 and you get 3 guaranteed set items. It's a very small min-maxing. If you're going to be going 40, 50 dungeons a day right on server Paragon level anyway, it's not a big deal. But this is for the more casual players or the people that are just going to hit server Paragon. This right here is a little bit more of a guaranteed way to get a couple more Hell 8 items right out of the get-go. Now, this beta weekend is going to be Diablo 4 for the weekend, which is right about the time these server Paragons start getting to the point that the hardcore grinders are going to be able to hit the Hell 8. Diablo 4 beta is going to be coming out as well. So if the servers seem a little bit more empty, this will also be a good moment for us to tell how many people are going to go from Immortal to Diablo 4. And a very fair question I have been seeing from the community is Diablo 4 is coming. You are DM Diablo Immortal. You've been in the game, one of the last YouTubers in the game. Will you be quitting Immortal as well in order to pursue Diablo 4? And I want to just transparency address that right from the beginning, because I have said from the beginning once again that I will be covering Immortal basically either until the game dies or until my sanity can't handle it anymore, okay? And so here's the thing. I'm not going to leave Immortal. The Diablo 4 beta weekend is, as it states, just the beta weekends. We have 3 months after the beta ends in which we will have more Immortal content. It will be a full year of Immortal content created at that point without any other game. This YouTube channel is actually the most, if you follow me years, you know, this channel is the most I've ever focused on one game in my entire life. And I've actually been extremely consistent, only taking just a few days off basically since the inception of the game. And I am personally, if I'm just opening up to you guys, I am personally looking forward to a moment to try something else, not necessarily from a whole YouTube shift of things, but just a different game for a little bit, as I've only really been playing Immortal nonstop. So the beta weekends, I will be going extremely hard on Diablo 4 beta weekends. I would expect to see videos coming up about the beta, about the gameplay, about my experience, what I think of it, etc. After that, we have 3 more months until the game actually launches, in which I'm going to steamroll right back into covering Immortal. Then launch month is going to come for Diablo 4, which will be on the 2nd of June. Yes, the 2nd, not the 6th, because you need to pre-order if you want to get 4-day early access. And then that month of June, I'll be going ham on Diablo 4 to see if I like the game. After June, I'm going to decide, do I want to continue creating Diablo 4 content? Do I not want to create Diablo 4 content? And during the month of June, the only Immortal content you'll probably end up seeing is going to be just news updates, like what's the latest data mine, what's the latest patch notes, etc. And you'll probably see more D4 guide type of content during that time and more news-related Immortal content during the time. Just want to get that transparency out of the way, because I see people getting a little bit concerned that the second the beta comes, like, I'm done with Immortal, and for the next, since, you know, this weekend forward, I'm never making Immortal content again. That's all not happening. We're still making Immortal content. This is still the most I've ever focused on a game. It's still the largest community I've ever had behind me, and I hope that my time in Immortal has built your trust, or at least entertainment factor, enough to a point that you are interested in seeing any of my Diablo 4 content, even if you're not going to play the game, as I know we have a lot of mobile-only viewers, mobile-only players that just don't have a big PC setup, or maybe they don't like sitting in front of a PC all day, maybe they play at work, etc. And I'm not trying to abandon those people. I just want to try what basically every other Diablo YouTuber is going to be trying right as the game launches, which is the new big game. I think it's fair to try the new big game on the month that it launches. So that's just addressing all of that right off the bat, because I figure you guys, you know, deserve some transparency. I want to mention this briefly. If you go to the front page of my Immortal channel here, there's home, video, shorts, and then if you click live, you're actually going to be seeing live streams that I have up here. These are full Diablo Immortal live streams. You can watch multiple hours worth of content. If you're looking for more gameplay, me talking about Immortal, news updates, etc. We've been doing more YouTube live streams. We've been getting more YouTube members on the channel. I don't talk about it too often, but you hit the join button, you become a member. People have been joining. We've had support on the channel, so I want to thank everyone for coming by during those live streams. It's actually a really big deal to have people watching those live streams. YouTube thinks they're very important, so you guys supporting, watching the live streams, or just enjoying the content in particular actually is helping me out significantly, so thank you for that. So in closing, you have 15 hours left to the end of the season. Once the new season comes, I think we're going to be doing a new Season 11 gem, class, tier list, etc. We're going to be discussing that. I think it's about time for a new tier list. If you want the Empowered Battle Pass, now's the time to get it. Don't forget that changing classes might actually be a good decision. If you want to farm the fastest, Barbarian at the moment is going to be the fastest, and me, myself, I'm actually going to go change classes to the Barbarian probably in the next video here, because once again, we have Hell 8 coming and we need 600 Paragon, and running in a circle with the Barbarian is literally the easiest thing in the world. Highly, highly recommend. With that being said, I'm going to go live. Love you all, and I'll see you guys on the next video.